Good morning, dear students. Let's begin with the lesson of history, the age of industrialization. In earlier videos, we have discussed the proto-industrial system. Today also we will discuss some part of proto-industrialization where cloth was manufactured in countryside. We have discussed that how merchants moved from towns in Europe to the countryside in order to carry out their business activities and their different trading activities in the countryside in order to transport various goods and commodities from one place to another place. Now today we are going to discuss what are the different stages of production. Suppose a merchant clothier in England purchased wool from wool stapler. Merchant clothier in England purchased wool from stapler. Stapler was a person who sort the cotton according to its fiber. According to the quality of fiber, the cotton was separated into good quality cotton and bad quality cotton, or rough quality cotton or coarse quality cotton. So this person is known as stapler. So merchant purchased wool from a wool stapler. After stapling the cotton, this cotton was taken into subsequent stages of the production. So cotton was taken from stapler to spinners. Spinners means where cotton was converted into thread or yarn. And the spinners, after spinning the cotton was again taken to yarn, that is thread, was taken to weavers. Weavers where actual cloth was manufactured or prepared into different ways. So after weavers, the cloth was taken to fullers. Fullers were the people who fold the cloth and make it small or make it short. So, for example, there were saris and some blankets were there. These we cannot handle without folding and cannot taken from one place to another place. So therefore, fullers were also people who were employed in pleating or folding the cloth. After folding the cloth, it was very easy to handle from one place to another place. So fullers were there, and after fullers, the cloth was again taken to dyers. Dyers where cloth was colored. The different colors were also given to the cloth, and after dyers, the final touch, which is known as finishing. This finishing was done at London. So these were different stages of cloth production before the industrialization or before the factories and industries came up in the landscape of England. So this system was carried in the proto-industrialization period, and keep in mind these different stages of cloth production were carried in the countryside where merchants were controlling the entire system of proto-industrialization. So here a merchant looked after the entire processes, entire stages of cloth production, and at each stage of production process almost 20 to 25 workers were employed. In this way, one merchant was having or was employing more than 100 workers with him. So this was the early phase of industrialization before the actual factories and companies dot on the landscape of England and in Europe. So this proto-industrialization system. So what happened when these various stages were carried in countryside? That time a close relationship was developed between countryside and towns. Close relationship between towns and countryside. A close relationship was developed between towns and countryside because merchants were based in towns. They were looking after or watching over the quality of the production process, the type of cotton, coarse cotton or good quality cotton. Entire things were carried from the the towns, because merchants were based in towns, but actual production process was carried in the countryside. That is why a close relationship was developed between towns and countryside with this production process. So therefore, proto-industry system was thus a network of commercial exchange. Various activities were exchanged from towns and countryside between the workers and merchant. So this entire proto-industrial system was then controlled by merchants. So in this proto-industrial period, there was large-scale production for an international market, and this production was not based on factories, or this production was not based on industries, but it was prepared by hand in different villages with the different workers and laborers. Therefore, this system that we have discussed up to this time is called proto-industrialization. So proto means early form of something. Now, after this thing, we are going to discuss the different phase of industrialization. Let us look towards the next phase of industrialization. Factories coming up. Factories coming up. Now, we have discussed the proto-industrial system. Now, earliest factories came in England. Earliest factories came in England by 1730s. By 1730s. And when these factories came up in England in 1730s, that time gradually the setting up of industries and factories began spreading. But you might be knowing that when factories came up in England in 1730s, but actual the factories were multiplied by late 18th century. Factories multiplied by late 18th century. Late 18th century. And you might be knowing that Britain, or that is England, was important country in the Europe in the phase of industrialization. That earliest industries or factories came up in England, and therefore we can say that first industrial revolution took place in England. And then what happened then? When cotton was important material to feed the textile industries in Britain, and first era was cotton era. The first period of industrialization, most dynamic period of industrialization was cotton period. And first industries were set up in England were textile industries or cotton textile industries. And to feed these cotton textile industries, Britain was importing cotton from different countries, which was 2.5 million pound. Britain was importing cotton 2.5 million pound by 1760s, and this raw cotton increased up to 22 million pound by 1787. So keep in mind, students, this is timeline. We can say this is timeline, and this timeline so this we are discussing the coming about factories. Earliest factories came up in England in 1730s, but actual factories were multiplied by late 18th century. And Britain, the first dynamic era, or the first important era in English factories, where the cotton industry, where the textile industries, and therefore to feed these textile industries, Britain was importing 2.5 million pound raw cotton from different countries by 1760s. In 1760, Britain was importing 2.5 million pound raw cotton to feed its cotton industries, and this import of raw cotton increased by 1787 up to 22 million pound. See, within how many years? 27 years. The raw cotton has been jumped from 2.5 million pound to 22 million pound. So this increase or this high jump increase of the raw cotton was linked to number of changes that were very close to the phase of industrialization, and this increase of raw cotton were connected to the various changes in the production process, such as a series of inventions took place in England in the industries, and there were various stages of productions were carried on, such as carding, twisting, spinning, rolling, etc. And all these four processes were carried in different ways, like carding, twisting, spinning, and rolling. These were various changes that were started in the industries. But you might be knowing that when industries came up in 1730s, first in England, that many years the production process was not started in factories and industries. It was started but very less, and it was limited extent. But most of the production process were carried in countryside and the domestic units. But what happened after the invention of cotton mill? Richard Arkwright created cotton mill. Richard Arkwright created cotton mill. Now keep in mind this. We have discussed that most of the production process were carried within the countryside with the domestic units after setting up of industrial and factory setup. But why most of the industries were continued their production at the domestic units? Because cotton mill was costly. It was expensive. So when cotton mill was invented by Richard Arkwright, it was then purchased. It could purchase, maintain, and set up in the industries. And when cotton mill was set up in industries, that time all the production process that we have discussed earlier, such as stapler, spinner, weavers, pullers, dyers, and finishing, were brought in under one roof of management. It means that I want to tell you that the stapler, the stapling, spinning, weaving, pulling, dyeing, and finishing, all these production processes were not carried or done at the same place. We can analyze this situation that the different production processes were carried in different places. Let us take an example. Suppose staplers are based in Gadchiroli, then spinning was done in Behar. After spinning was done in Behar, then weaving was done in Savli, then pulling was done at Mool, and finally dyeing was done in nearby village, and then finishing was done at Nagpur. Like this, I have given this example that the production process were carried in different places, and merchants as well as workers and laborers were faced difficult situation in carrying raw cotton, in carrying supply from one place to another place, in giving the supplies to the merchants, etc. Therefore, when cotton mill was invented and set up in the industries or maintained in the industries that time, all these production process from stapling to finishing was brought under one roof of management. So then it was easy to carry out and look after over the quality of the production process. It was also easy to maintain control over the workers and laborers. It was also very easy and beneficial for the merchant and industrialists, okay, to enhance the output per worker. Because when cotton mill was invented that time, workers enabled their output per worker. They also started producing more at less time, and they also manufacturing. They were also manufacturing the cloth which was strong, the thread and yarn which was strong. So these various production processes were brought under one roof of management, and that time rules and regulations were framed. There was careful supervision and management over the production process, and different things were then invented. Because at one place there was industrial setup, and on this industrial setup different workers were working at the same time, and therefore in order to watch over them, or in order to maintain the quality in the production process, different supervisors, that supervision was started, management was started. There were manager posts, supervisor posts, and various posts were framed, and in this way the day by day or the gradually the industrialization phenomenon, industrialization phase increase, and it becomes a very vast phase of development in the landscape of English. So this was the coming up of factories. So keep in mind once again, earliest factories came up in 1730s, and after 1730s the factories were multiplied by late 18th century. Then first era of England was cotton era. So Britain was importing 2.5 million pound of raw cotton by 1760, and by 1787 this raw cotton increased up to 22 million. Why? Because this was connected to the series of changes. The inventions were done, such as carding, twisting, spinning, rolling, and that is why raw cotton import of England was increased. And finally again when cotton mill was invented and it was set up in the industries, then all processes were brought under one roof of management. So dear students, I hope you have understood this part of lesson very well. So remaining part, the pace of industrial change, will look in the next videos. Thank you.